So is the life sentence for children is that a child is a new arrival. Someone in the family views it as a rival, a husband, a sibling, whoever. Not always are they so warmly welcomed. Most of them want to become adult, but at a certain time recognize that most adults are adults. So to become adult is to lose one's intelligence, one's natural intelligence. We have a saying that is out of the mouths of babes because the fresh perception of a young child is often very illuminating and wise. There is no comparable expression for older people because it seems over time we grow less conscious, less connected with the source of our being, the very essence of who we are. Children are taught in school. The word taught, T-A-U-T, means tense, and tenseness is a cause of nearsightedness, I read years ago. So children are taught in school, which means they lose their vision. And it's interesting that we speak of schools of fish that blindly follow each other like flocks of birds. So what child wants to go swim with others in a school of mindlessness? The metaphors in the Bible are Jesus and the flock of sheep. Well, sheep are very easily led to slaughter, whatever side of the blade you're talking about, as perpetrator or victim. So we have language that's dumbing us down. What child wants to study a lesson when a lesson lessens the time for self-study, for being out in amongst the wisest beings on the planet, which are the trees and the elements, all of Mother Nature? There is no greater teacher than Mother Nature. There is no reality outside of Mother Nature. There's just fake news, fake views, and a world that's like a cartoon. It's like a horror comic book at this time. So what child who starts out wise in perception would want to have lessons designated by a self-proclaimed board of education? And indeed they are. And that is an unnatural state for a growing, aware, alert being is always an open eye into the infinite. And I mean that as both an EYE and as an identity. I enjoy, as I'm sitting right now with my arms outspread, downloading more divine light and love, because that's my whole intention and my whole reason for being. So children, through lessons designed by the Board of Education, are molded to the popular culture. And George Bernard Shaw said, the greatest abortionist is he who would mold a child's character. So then children go through the transition from child to adult, and we call it adolescence, which is obviously adolescence. If your essence was not already adult by the time the influx of hormones begins, believe me, on the other side of that experience, if you are losing consciousness rather than gaining it, you will find it more challenging to connect with yourself, but you still can find your way. Seems they all have the same idea, that it all began as vibration. Vibration expressed and magnified and filled with intention by a consciousness beyond our understanding. Consciousness, the word, is the vision of Genesis in many cultures. So since we have been raised to hold that as an article of faith and the connection of God and the Word as one in the same, then our creative voice and consciousness, speaking words, can bring into existence all sorts of things we weren't really intending. So the point that I make in pointing out that it all began with the Word is that in this world now, where the Word is so denigrated, and it should be a first article of faith and ethics, thou shalt not use the Word to mislead, or abuse. I mean, if the word is God, then my goodness, let's be a little more careful. So my vision, my understanding, having seen these secret spells of the language, the subliminal negative messages that create like a psychic undertow to the ocean of consciousness. There are those words, but there are also what I call the sacred path words. And in addition, and a quick example of that would be earth and heart. They're the same word, different only in the placement of the letter H. So I asked some children once what they thought the significance of that might be. And a little boy of maybe 7 or 8 said, well, maybe it means that the earth is the heart of the solar system. Playing with words in this way, where you don't just take them for granted by some source you know not of, look at them, or just set the intention to be informed by language, and it will happen all the time, and you will be so amazed and delighted with the epiphanies. You will be unpacking the hidden cargo on our trains of thought, and I can tell you that is a form of entertainment that anyone can enjoy, no matter how difficult your circumstances. So as you do that and inform us, we're translating the English language, we're exposing all the secret messages. I mean, we're living in a world like the Phantom Toll Booth, where everything is named for what it is, but few people take it seriously because it's a pun and it's supposed to be a low form of humor. But no, it isn't. It's the truth being outed on itself, because you can't perpetrate a falsehood without some elements of truth to hold it energetically in place. In the process of looking at words in this way and informing and delighting yourself, I'm telling you, I have turned on so many lights in my brain as a result of letting words inform me. My goodness, I mean, it really is an enlightening process. And why wouldn't it be? The dictionary is the other good book about the word. Only they're all at random, and you get to put them together any way you want. You can create your own Genesis myth. And if your Genesis looks like the Holocaust, you can turn that negative energy around toward a positive direction, and you have all that creative force at your service to do what you came here to do, to fulfill your Parousia, which is the divine blueprint of your being, in the lowercase letter P-A-R-O-U-S-I-A. But if you capitalize Parousia, it means the second coming. And I look at the second coming not necessarily as Jesus Christ coming to save us from ourselves for a second time. I believe it's about all of us coming too. It's called the second coming. We're meant to come to a recognition of ourselves, so we can plug into the universal pipeline of infinite divine love intelligence, be a circuit for it, be a broadcaster of it, an embodiment of it. I mean, I'm telling you, this stuff is being given away for free these days. You don't have to pay a lot of money or go to a mystery school. The mystery is all about us, and the mystery is, how have we stayed so unconscious for so long? So let's use the other good book about the word, the dictionary, to enlighten us. One feels embarrassed not to have noticed before. But the true definition of beautiful is beautiful. There is nothing more exquisite than each one of us being our whole sum, S-U-M, our whole sum, the whole package, awakened, ignited self.